What's up? In this video, I'm going to give you my entire ultimate reselling system. This is the same system that I've used to make hundreds of thousands of dollars reselling sneakers and other products online. And what I'm going to do for you is give you the entire structure. I'm going to show you how to implement that structure so that you can actually take what I tell you and put it into action. And then I'm going to help you stay consistent with it because ultimately it boils down to three things: the structure, actually implementing the structure, and the consistency to do it. And by the end of this, and if you watch this entire video through, you follow these three main principles, you will have everything that you need to know to make $10,000 a month reselling, just like some of the guys here. So Chat Souls right here, Jackson, he hit 7K in profit just after implementing the structure. He was already doing well, but implemented the right structure, simplified a couple of things that maybe he wasn't doing the best, and hit a record best month. Jacob over here hit a 5K month because of the same exact thing and remaining consistent throughout the process. Now, this is not Amazon FBA, this is not drop shipping. Let me tell you why those things suck. Amazon FBA, insanely risky. Quite literally, just like 2 days ago, today's November 21st, 2 days ago, everyone was just getting regated, which means even if you had Nike inventory, Hoka inventory on cloud, they were just Amazon just decided that in the middle of Q4 that you're not allowed to sell those brands anymore. And so even if you had I have friends that have $200,000 in shoes that they can no longer sell. So what kind of business just shuts down on you overnight? Dropshipping, on the other hand, I've done it in the past. It's very, very difficult as a complete beginner. You're not going to be able to be successful with it. As much as these gurus will tell you, you need the most insane amount of skills. You need capital to test ads. You need to understand how to market research. There's a lot of skills that go into it. Why not just do something simple like this that all of these people that I'm going to show you later are making thousands of dollars a month with from month one, month two, month three, right? There's no other business models where it is this easy to just get off the ground and off the ground running. So with that being said, I just want to kind of show you this. I'm going to take you guys through my system once again and break down everything and also show you a little bit inside my program. There is stuff in this exact reselling system from my thousands of dollar program. So you're getting a lot of sauce. If you watch this whole video all the way through, you're going to leave with something valuable. So with that being said, let's kind of break this down. So once again, there's three main pillars here: the actual structure of the business, how to run it, the implementation of that structure, because even if I tell you exactly what to do, if you don't know how to implement it, it doesn't matter, and consistency. Once you have the structure and once you're implementing it, do it for a long period of time. That's where the results come in. So how do you actually structure for success? And just to quickly kind of show you, right? B-Hop right here was making $700 to $1,000 a month, right? And hit his record best 1.5K, so pretty much doubling his normal typical month a month after joining us, right? And that's because he had no idea what he was doing. He had no structure. And then once he implemented that structure, he was able to quickly double his business, right? So no structure in this business leads to a couple of things, and he actually mentioned this here: unhealthy cash flow, dead inventory piling up, no room for profit, no consistency, and more. You don't know what you're doing. You're buying shoes, they're not selling, you're holding on to them for 6 months and then selling them for $30 profit, or even worse, selling them for a loss, and you don't know what to do. And that's the reality for most resellers, unfortunately. So let's kind of break into this structure. How is the structure of this business actually composed? What is it composed of, right? So first, there's obviously buying, there's selling, and there's branding. These are the three main pillars of a successful reselling business. So the way I kind of like to break this down, and kind of just to show you once again what this looks like in action. Liam right here, I mean, kid is a beast, 15, 16-year-old kid, and I mean, filling his basement with shoes, filling his basement with inventory. You just see all the testimonials. It's crazy. But how I like to kind of break this down, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is a full week, right? There's a couple of ways that you can really break down your week so that you're as efficient as possible. This game is all about quick turnover. So if you're buying on Monday, for example, and you're able to sell that inventory before it comes in, let's say it takes 2 to 3 days to come in. By Thursday, you're selling it, you're shipping it out. You can get right back to buying on Thursday, and you're turning your inventory over twice in the same week. So even if you're only making $10 a pair or $20 a pair, if you're selling 50 pairs a week, let's just do that, 50 pairs a week at let's just say $9 a pair. Let's just play like devil's advocate. That's $450 profit, right? And you're doing that twice per week. That's $900 a week times 4. That's instantly getting to $3,600 a month, right? So you see how simple this is? It's just a game of math and quick inventory turnover. That is what you're essentially trying to do here with the first component. So buying is very, very, very important, but more important than buying is selling, how quick you're selling. So Here are kind of the main components, right? When you go and you buy inventory, let's say you're starting from complete zero, just a little bit of cash. Your inventory, every single thing you buy needs to be bought with intention, bought with a purpose. So if you're buying a bunch of stuff on Monday, you need to already have in your head, where am I going to sell this inventory? Who is interested in inventory like this? Don't just buy stuff, especially in the beginning, just because you think it would sell well. Because chances are you probably don't actually know what sells well. You can start doing that a little bit more as you kind of progress and get more advanced. But what I would say is, first, build relationships. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to do that kind of down here, right? But build relationships with suppliers and with buyers first, right? Have the suppliers that you know you're going to get inventory from. Have the buyers that are buying here. Call a bunch of stores. Call 100. We have store lists. Everything is super available. I'll provide some of those resources throughout this video. But call stores. Go to local stores. Reach out. Google, Facebook groups. Once again, I'll dive into all of that in a little bit. But build those actual connections with people that are buying first. Then when you're actually going and buying from other resellers or buying for retail, you know where you're selling before. So you shouldn't ever buy a shoe or buy any inventory for that matter and not know where you're selling it. Like if you're buying bricks, you should know, okay, these are going to StockX, these are going to Poison, these are going to eBay, right? You don't just buy and then hope to sell it somewhere later. That's not a good way to run the business, at least not to turn over your inventory quick. We talked about that quick inventory turnover, right? So another component of that is liquidation. If you buy something and you're sitting on it for 2 weeks and no one's interested and you're not selling it for the price that you want and the market price goes down, sell it for a small loss, sell it for break even, get the cash back and go buy something else that's going to actually make you money. That way you can keep turning your inventory over quick. That is the name of the game. The only way you're going to make money with sneakers right now and why so many people stay poor in this industry is because they hold on to shoes for months and months and months. StockX ask drops by $50 and they're still trying to sell a shoe for way more than anyone can afford to pay. Right? Especially if you're selling to other resellers, they got to make money too. So you can't be charging these absurd prices, which is what nobody at sneaker events seems to understand, right? I was just at Boston Gotsole, and dude, these people are charging like $70 over market. They're going to take those pairs in and leave with the pairs because no one's buying them, right? So don't be that kind of reseller. Now, in between these buffer times, the last kind of component here, in between these buffers where you're waiting for inventory to either get to you or you're waiting for it to get to your seller, your buyer, or you're waiting for payments to get transferred, wherever you're kind of delayed, where you can't actually buy or you can't sell because either the bank's holding your money and the transfer's taking some time or stuff's waiting to get shipped out, or maybe you're doing a GUA deal, which is gifted upon arrival, so you're waiting for your buyer to get the pairs before he pays you, then you don't really have anything else to do, right? Except content. You can focus on content. So, throughout the inner circle, we have tons of different content playbooks, but I'll kind of give you a little bit of sauce here as well, kind of down here. Document the journey of you building the business. Make your face known on your page. If you go to any of my Instagram pages, you'll see my face very, very quick because this builds trust with your buyers and your sellers, makes it a lot easier to deal with you, right? When people actually know who you are. So maybe let's just say on Monday, you're waiting for the pairs to hit, they don't hit till Thursday, and you're doing a GUA deal. So you can't actually get paid until Thursday. You have no money to buy inventory. Spend Tuesday and Wednesday making content, researching, documenting the journey, going to a sneaker event, going to the mall and looking for shoes. Just document some part of the journey to show people that you are a real human being building this business. That is what you can do when you're not buying or selling. But these are really the only 3 things you need to do to make money, right? Buy, sell, and work on your brand. Maybe take some nice pictures of your own personal shoes. Redesign your Instagram, make a logo. There's so many different things that you can do on the branding side when these things aren't moving because of limitations from waiting for shipping or waiting for a payment to hit. So that's kind of the 3 components here. And you'll see, like, once you really implement these properly, you focus on quick cash flow. Like Vaughn just joined us literally, I think 2 months ago. And I think yesterday he made $2K in profit in a day. Liam, Jas, Max, all these guys are killing it here too. 2,600 profit, 3,300 profit, 2,700 profit. Because once you actually implement this, you turn over your cash quick. Even if you don't have $100,000, right? You don't need that much money. If you have 5,000, if you have 2,000, if you have 3,000, you need to be able to turn it over quick so that that snowball effect begins. So that's kind of what I want to leave you here on this part with the 3 components. Remember these because we're going to show you how to actually implement these 3 components here. Because sure, you need to buy, you need to sell, you need to do branding. How do you actually do that? What are some action steps that you can actually take with you to do that? So first, with buying, let's start here. The main foundations here are setting spending goals. So let's just say that you had $6,000 in cash, right? You probably don't want to spend all of it. You need some money for tape and for shipping and other things. But with the $6,000, aim to spend $4,500 to $5,000 a week, because that way you can sell that 4,500 to 5,000 back, maybe get 5,500 back or 6,000 back after profit and everything, and then now you have more money. You can set a difference. You can set a higher spending goal the next week. It's all about setting those spending goals and hitting them, and fully focus on buying every single week until that goal is hit. So first, max out all your cash, spend all the inventory that you can, then immediately switch the focus to selling. Once selling's done for the week, then you switch to content, right? So that's kind of how I want you to think about this. Once again, we want to avoid bad buys. Don't buy shit that you don't know you can move for sure, right? Don't buy stuff because you think it'll be good. Do your research, ask people, make sure there's actually interest in the market. Buyers will tell you what they want, right? You're not going to buy stuff that you just feel like is going to sell well. Otherwise, be prepared to sell it for a loss. And we'll kind of dive into the 3 ways of sourcing here in a second, but sourcing overseas, sourcing from other resellers, and sourcing from retail stores, brick flipping, we'll all kind of cover that in a bit. Now, as far as selling, right? Realize with selling, it's connections over profit in the beginning. So you might do business with someone and only make $5 a pair just to build that relationship for them to trust you. With a store, you might have to sell stuff for super cheap for the store to really trust that you are a legitimate person. When we first started selling to our stores, we weren't making anything. Like one of our better buyers, PV, right? You guys can go look him up. We weren't making that much money selling to him in the beginning. Now we can make $30 to $50 a pair. We can make $20 a pair all day because he trusts us. He knows he can come to us reliably every single time. That was worth it in the beginning to make less money, because now we make way more money off of that initial connection, right? So once you're done selling inventory, right? Once you're done buying inventory, sorry, you need to sell that inventory quickly. So let's say you buy $5,000 worth of inventory and you sell 1,000. Don't just go back to buying with that 1,000. Sell everything first, quickly. This is a wholesale game, quick, right? Sell everything first, then prepare yourself to start buying after that. But it's very important that you act quick here, because if you take too long to sell, you're going to limit your ability to buy more, because now you're not going to have enough cash. Unless you either inject it from something else, which, let's be real, we can't do that, right? Because we're trying to make money. We can't just spawn money out of thin air. Our dad is not going to give us a loan of $1 million. So you need to be quickly selling as soon as you buy stuff. If stuff has been sitting for over a week, right? Sell it. If you haven't gotten any interest in over a week, sell it. Break even. Take a loss. Move your inventory quick, because if you sit on something, don't just be like, well, Christmas is coming up, it might go up. That mentality is so dangerous, and it's why people never make money, because they hold on to something, they think it's going to go up, that time rolls around, look, maybe it does go up, right? Maybe the pair does go up $20, and now you make profit instead of selling for a loss. But guess what? You held the pair for 3 months. So now you weren't buying anything for 3 months because all your money was tied up in a bad buy. You could have made that extra $30 10 times over in the time that you waited to sell the inventory. Does that make sense? So no one thinks about inventory depreciation. You're losing money. If you hold on to pairs that go down in value, you are losing money. You're not profiting. You're running a nonprofit. And most resellers just don't understand this concept. But inventory depreciates. So if you don't sell it, you're depreciating and you're losing money. So move your pairs quick if they've been sitting. And then lastly, dropshipping opportunities will come if you build these foundations. So everyone wants to do dropshipping, but dropshipping is really, really difficult in the beginning if you are not going out and building the proper connections, right? You don't want to deal with people that you don't trust. You don't want to deal with people when you're not trusted, because if things go wrong, it can lead to, potential problems. So we do a good amount of dropshipping, but that's because we've built relationships with a lot of these suppliers, and they trust us to dropship pairs to them because they know that they know that they're going to get the pairs, or the situation, if there was a situation to arise, it would get covered. So just keep that in mind. Don't jump to do dropshipping right off the jump, but just keep in mind that if you do this work in the beginning, you will be able to start dropshipping. Now, before we get into the branding, let's talk about how to actually implement the buying action steps and the selling action steps. So with buying, right? First, you set your spending goals. How do you actually hit the spending goals? There's a couple different ways. So 3 different ways to be exact. First, start with US pairs on the secondary market. So buying from other resellers and singles and bulks. Now, the way you can do this, you can go on Instagram. You can look at my Instagram, ZNA Kicks. You can go to my personal Instagram, see the people that follow me. Tons of resellers follow me on both pages. Now, you can also go to the reference posts of most resellers' Instagram. So I'll pull that up real quick for you. So if you look here, you'll see this first post on pretty much every reseller's Instagram is this reference post. And you can see like there's so many resellers here. Like even if I click on this random guy, his first post is a reference post. So go to the trusted resellers first, and you can just literally start on my page if you wanted to, and look through all of these people that are on this page. Now you can look at the comments and they'll tell you what they are, right? So this guy said, Easy deal, 100% legit. Appreciate smooth business. We didn't get much of an idea here of what he is, but okay, boom, right here. Quick deal, sold them a 6-piece, paid up front, more to come. So they sold to us, meaning that this guy is a seller, right? That's good to know because maybe I can click on his page and see what he has available, or I can simply just shoot him a DM and see what he has in stock, right? And this is a low-key seller, so he probably has pretty good prices because he's probably just getting started. So that's something that's really good to understand and good to keep in mind. Now, keep going through all these people. There's 100 plus here. And then the beauty of it is once you go through all these people, now you can start going back to the trusted people that you already found, and you can go to their reference post. And there's going to be 50 to 100 more people on every single reseller's post. So start going through all of these different resellers and analyzing their Instagram pages, seeing who has what in stock, seeing who's selling what. This is how you find buyers and sellers. It's called buyer and seller hacking. So this is one method of finding them through Instagram. Now, another way is through Discord. There's our Discord group. You can join that. The link's in the bio. There's tons of other Discord groups, both paid and free, that have great communities. I'm in a ton of those, and that's honestly where I buy a lot of my stuff from Discord. The paid communities are usually better because a lot of the scammers get weeded out, but free groups are also still good. You just have to be careful for scams. So just keep that in mind. You can go on Discord, and I'll also probably link a couple of the free groups down there if you guys want to join those. And I'll also link my group, which has a really strong and solid community. So yeah, you guys can join that. Now, last couple of ways. Facebook's really great. Facebook's slept on. Facebook's good for local. So a lot of the older sneakerheads are going to be on here. People selling collections, used pairs. But you can basically just look up Facebook, or you can look up Sneaker Group LA, Sneaker Group Tennessee, and there's literally tons of groups for your state alone. So this is really good in the beginning because you can do meetups here. There's just a bunch of great ways to meet resellers that are actually in your local area. I've met some of my best friends actually from Facebook groups in my local area. So this is another really great method to find pairs to buy. And another way is obviously sneaker events. Now this is not the most realistic for a lot of you because you have to travel around. It's expensive. So I'm not going to touch too much on this, but sneaker events can also be really great. If there's one in your area, definitely go. And if it's drive away, could be worth it. But like I said, it's not really feasible for everybody. Now, there's other two ways. There's overseas pairs. So tons of really good overseas suppliers. SoCal Supply is a good one you guys can check out. You can buy overseas in bulk from these sellers. Now, one thing to keep in mind with overseas is sometimes the labels can be different. So it could be Chinese label. Doesn't mean they're fake, but it could throw off a buyer that maybe doesn't want to buy Chinese labels. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're communicating where the pairs are coming from, and you won't run into any issues. Also, delays in shipping happen a lot. These pairs have to clear customs, U.S. customs. You can't ship anything in and out of the U.S. without it going through customs first. So with that being said, you have to wait for that process. That can sometimes take weeks. We've had pairs that were supposed to get delivered in a week, take 4 weeks to 5 weeks to get delivered. That can be really bad because the market moves, and also your buyer might have already locked in a deal with you, and now he's pissed because he has to wait 2 months to get a pair that he should have gotten 3 weeks ago. So keep that in mind. Be careful with overseas. I don't recommend this to beginners. I recommend you just stay within the U.S. first and then move into that as you start to have more capital and more experience. But overseas is also really great. I just bought $20,000 worth of overseas stuff like in the last 2 or 3 days. So very, very good stuff. You're going to find really good pricing. But once again, keep in mind that those delays will happen. And lastly, retail sites at discounted rates. So retail's honestly pretty dead. Like, you're not going to be able to just go on the sneakers app and make money. But buying from Snipes, buying from Hibbett at discount when there's sales going on. So I'm actually going to pull up a brick link and show you guys an example of that too. So you'll actually see in here right now, this is the brick channel in the paid community, in the paid Discord. And you can see like, boom, all of these links get posted every single day with the profitability. Like they just posted this one this morning with a link to buy the shoe. And these are A6. Okay, they're sold out now. So you normally have to act pretty quick on these, but this was posted like hours ago. Like not even hours ago, like 30 minutes ago. So they sell out pretty quick, which is actually a very good sign. It means that the shoe is going to go up in price. You can see that right here, selling price after fees is $80, and we're buying them for $67. So that's a quick $13 profit, and they move pretty good. I mean, sorry, quick sneeze there. But you can see here that all of the information is provided for you. We even show you how to get cash back. So this is what I'm kind of talking about when I say brick links. So keep that in mind. Buying directly from retail stores like before, it's just not as profitable as it used to be. Now, with that being said, that kind of covers everything here with how to actually implement the buying foundations. And keep in mind, guys, like these buying action steps, it will only take you a couple hours a day. I've been doing this since I'm still in college right now, actually. I'm a full-time college student. But all of these people that you're seeing here that are getting these crazy results, they're either students, they're young, they're in high school, so they have like 9 hours to 10 hours of school a day. They have full-time jobs, so like Shauna here and Mooch, who just joined, like these guys work full-time. They're also still doing this on the side. So if time's your excuse, then business probably won't work out for you in general. But I'm telling you, a couple of focus hours every single day or every other day that you can, you will be able to get results 100%. So keep that in mind as well. And I mean, this is fairly simple. You just need to actually do the work. And I just laid this out for you on a silver platter. So now that you've bought a couple pairs, how do you actually sell the pairs, make money, right? This is where we make money when we sell. So first, start with local resale store owners. So if you're in Tennessee like me, I would just start with Nashville, Knoxville, Murfreesboro, Memphis. Start with these local cities in your area or relatively close to you that you can ship to for cheap, right? Interstate shipping is cheaper. And reach out to them. Follow them on Instagram, go to their stores, build an actual relationship with these store owners. I actually just stayed at one of my store owners' house because we built such a good connection over the years. So focus on real relationships, right? Over money in the beginning, right? Money's gonna come. Just focus on the relationships because if you, like now my store owners text me their list when they want to sell stuff. And I get them for pretty damn good prices, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Like many people try to just jump the gun and they try to make money off someone quick. The money will come as long as you take care of people and they'll see that. So really focus on actually taking care of people first and the money will come to you. Now there's also bulk buyers all across the country. Once again, you can join a community. Ours is linked in the bio. There's also tons of other communities you can join where people will buy from you in these communities because they're also sneaker wholesalers. So that's really good for these Instagram pairs, these Discord pairs, these Facebook pairs, even this pairs at sneaker events, overseas pairs. You'd probably be selling them to store owners or to other bulk buyers, not really to apps as much. Now, for these retail brick links that I kind of showed you before, right? That's where you would actually go in and do the apps like StockX, Alias, eBay, Knet, Poison, all these different platforms that you can sell on directly to apps. You would be buying from retail sites, from brick links to actually be able to do that. And lastly, this is kind of a smaller one, but and I also wouldn't focus too much on this because it's just slower mover. But this is where you can make a lot more profit, right? Higher profit. Personal buyer. So literally go on your Snapchat, go on your Instagram. Like I'll show you guys. Like I literally just go on my Snapchat, and I mean I only get like 500 to 1,000 story views, which is really not that great. But I can scroll through my memories here, and I guarantee you I'll find a listing of me like posting up shoes. It's really simple. You literally just go and you find, let's just say like you got a bunch of Panda Dunks. Like I used to move Panda Dunks like absolute crack on my Instagram stories because people are buying these shoes anyways. And I'm trying to just find you guys the listing right here. All right, boom, I found one. So look, you can see like I used to post these shoes up. This is from like years ago too. But literally just posting shoes up like that, people would swipe up and actually buy from me. And I'm charging $50 above ask. Like I'm charging prices that I could go buy from StockX and still make a profit. And people will pay it because they want the convenience, they want the shoes, and they're going to go to a sneaker store and spend $400 for a $300 or $200 shoe anyways. So you're saving them money and you're saving them time. This is a great extra resource to make a little bit of extra cash. So now that you kind of nailed down the implementation of buying and selling, let's talk about one of my favorite parts is the actual branding aspect of it. And just to kind of show you this, I'm actually going to leak a little bit from inside the paid coaching program. You can see like there's tons of playbooks on pretty much everything, sneaker drop shipping, sourcing, mindset, everything. It's all broken down here and there's hundreds of videos in here. But just on content alone, I'm actually continuing to update these as well. I have my entire content strategy from November 2024, which is this month, broken down. I have quite literally every single tutorial you need, from content ideation to filming to editing to walkthrough edits. And every single week on my group calls, I go in and I make a live video with you guys. We sit down together, we do content research, and we make a video together. You see the entire process. So if you want more help with that, you should book a call and down below. You'll see kind of how to work with me directly and make your content really go to the next level. But with this, coming up with ideas and scripting videos to showcase your journey. Day in the life videos are great. Getting just B-roll if you go to a sneaker event or maybe you're just packing up some shipments. These are really, really solid videos to just show the process, show who you are as an individual, and show that you are a real person. This is actually one of my students, Jaden here. So you can see, let's see a good video. Like he just made this video, right? And it's just a very simple.
Inventory is super low right now, so let's unbox a couple of our new arrivals.
It's a very simple video, right? And it's just him literally showing off what he just got in, right? And so $5,000 in value restock. Just a quick video, very simple, nothing too crazy. It doesn't have to be crazy because this is like when someone clicks on his page, they're going to see that he's a real person. They're going to see that Jaden actually exists and that he's actually, he's got a face, right? So many resellers try to sell with a crazy name and no face, and that it makes it really, really hard to actually trust someone, right? When I click on someone's page and I see content, it makes it a lot easier for me to really trust them and want to buy from them. It removes a lot of friction, even subconsciously. So think about that. And from here, you can direct the traffic from your videos onto your Instagram. Even if you're not going super viral, just having content on your page looks a lot better than not having content on your page, right? And so a couple of these guys that do really well, Jay Cheeve actually does really decent content. I've been trying to push him a little bit more, but you can see he just joined literally, I think it was like 2 months ago. So November was his, the beginning of November was his 2nd month anniversary. He did over 3K profit, 3.6K profit in a month. So really solid for him. Jay said has been in the group for 3 months, and he's been smashing absolute personal bests. So you can see a little bit of a trend here. Right? When you have a good structure, when you stay consistent with it, when you follow it through, it's relatively easy to see actual results. Like Shauna here, 10K in sales in a day, just wild. So now that you guys know the foundation, you know how to implement it, how do you actually stay consistent? Because that's the hardest part of all this, right? Staying consistent. Now, I kind of have this pipe diagram here because this is what business is. It's a pipe, and all business is keeping the pipe flowing, right? The water flows through the pipe, but every now and then you have bursts in the pipe that hurt the business, make the business make less money. So how you can actually stay consistent, how you can actually keep this pipe flowing with buying, improve on one of those 3 sourcing methods, really master the ones that are working the best for you, but get good at all of them, right? There's no shame in being able to do all 3, but you only need one really, really good, solid sourcing method and buying method to make money. A lot of people in the group only buy from overseas, or only buy from other resellers, or only buy from retail. So you don't have to do all of them, but it's good to be able to do all of them and just really be, but also don't be afraid to just go all in on one and focus on one. So find what works for you and stick to it. Expand your list of sellers so that you can always buy and always have something to be buying. So that kind of covers the buying side. With selling, continue to build more relationships with stores. Never stop cold calling stores. Never stop reaching out to people. Never stop adapting to different varieties of SKUs. Don't just do A6, because once A6 slow down, you're not going to have anything else. Find, for some people, they actually do, like Chris works for us at ZNA. Like he does really, really well with just A6 and retro is all he does. Nothing wrong with that, but don't be afraid to expand into other different things. A lot of people have been doing on-clouds and Hoka recently. Like try it, don't be afraid to try different things and expand your catalog, because your buyers are who you're here to serve. If a store owner needs, for whatever reason, Hoka running shoes, be the guy that gets him those Hoka running shoes, because you will make money. And with branding, continuing to post consistently. So I don't like to tell people to post a certain amount of times per week, because I don't really believe in that. I think I post as much as I possibly can, and I focus on making good quality videos. So focus on the quality of your videos and always be filming what you're doing, because you're going to want to look back 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and see just how far you've come, right? So this is essentially the pipe that makes up your business, and just keeping this pipe flowing, right, decently well, implementing this for a few months, you can hit that first 3 to 5K in profit month. And so make sure to really go back through this video, learn the structure and how it will look for your specific situation, because everything's going to be tweaked a little bit and tailored to you. Implement it by improving on these 3 components that we talked about and how we talked about improving on them, and fix the cracks in your business, because your business will explode every now and then, right? It happens. Every single business explodes. Figure out how to fix those cracks. Figure out how to build better relationships with stores. Figure out how to adapt to different SKUs, talk to other members, talk to other people, and figure out how you can continue to keep the business flowing and fix these random cracks that pop up. Figure out how to make your content better. Ask me questions. Study the other resellers in the space that are doing well with content. Redo what they're doing, put your own spin on it, right? One of my favorite books is How to Steal Like an Artist. It teaches you how to look at ideas and formulate your own ideas from them, because the reality is no ideas are original. There's nothing new under the sun. You guys have heard this saying, right? So don't reinvent the wheel, just make the wheel better, right? And now with this all being said, right, let's talk about why 99% of resellers fail, why they never end up hitting 90,000 in sales, why they never end up hitting 50,000 in sales in 6 months of the year as a 15-year-old, why they never end up having a 3.8K profit month. Jareth actually, I think, just hit like 7K profit a month, which is insane. Or he's already at 7K profit for the month of November. So just wanted to, this is an old screenshot, but it just goes to show you. So with that being said, why do 99% of resellers fail and stay stuck? Why do 99% of resellers click off this video and never make money? The reality is, if you're stuck under $500 a month, you are, you have a broke mindset. This is all about mindset, right? Making more money is a mindset. You have to believe it can be done before it actually happens. They don't have any relationships, any connections. They're probably afraid to invest in the business, and they're probably just holding on to inventory, right? Just like these average resellers. So even below $1,500 a month, right? If you can't break $1,500 a month, your structure is the issue. You don't have enough connections, and you are guaranteed holding on to inventory that you shouldn't be holding on to. I've been doing this for many, many years and working with people for many, many, many years. I know for a fact that if you are not able to break $1,500 a month in profit, you don't have a good structure, you have no organization, you don't have a presence on social media, and you probably hold on to inventory hoping that it goes back up. Now, the gap here between these people and these trash resellers, and then the resellers that actually make money, the top 1% was what I like to call them. They have this structure in place, implementation, right? They implement the structure, they actually follow the system, and they do it for a long period of time. They have tons of connections on the buyer and the seller side. They have a somewhat of a brand on social media, maybe a couple thousand followers, maybe less than 1,000 followers, but they're posting consistently. People know they exist. And instead of crying when they plateau, they're quickly adapting to the new market. When the market changes, they don't cry about the fact that ASICs aren't selling for $100 profit anymore. They're like, okay, how can I get access to more Hokas, because that's what my store owners want, and how do I make more money in other ways, right? And instead of thinking of themselves as a reseller, they're focusing on actually running this as a business. They're treating this business model like an actual business, which so many resellers never do, and that's why they stay stuck down here. So a lot of these people are actually making a lot less. Once again, like I said, I mentioned the depreciation thing before. They're making less than this money. This is what we think they're making based on what their spreadsheet says, but and what they think they're making, but a lot of these resellers don't actually even make $500 a month. They're losing money running a nonprofit. So you don't want to be a nonprofit reseller. You want to be like these guys. You want to be like Jesus. He bought a new whip, right? You're not going to be able to do that if you're losing money every single month. So with that being said, there's two paths to go from here, right? You can choose path A, which is the easier path, if I'm just being completely honest. You can click off this video, go back to scrolling on TikTok, or I don't even want to say this on YouTube, but beating your meat, right? Go back to doing that. Just fry your brain with the cheap dopamine. And in the long term, you're going to be relaxed. You're going to be chilled, but you're going to realize that, you're continuing to go down a path that hasn't been working for you. Like at this point, if you're watching this video, because you need help reselling, because you haven't made money reselling, or you're looking for a new way to make money because you're just not making as much money as you want to be. So clearly what you're doing, following path A already, is not working. It might be time to consider a different path. Or you can continue to go down that path and continue to live the same life that you've been living and keep seeing people on Instagram living the life that you want to live, and that's completely fine. I can't make that decision for you. And this path right here, path A, these are kind of the resellers, the nonprofit resellers that we were talking about before. They're going to keep just doing what they're doing on their own and keep losing money, and they're cool, right? Or you can be like the actual profitable resellers, like all these people that I showed you here before, right? The resellers that actually make money. You can click the link in the bio, in the description down below, not the bio, link in the description. You can book a call with me or my team. We can talk to you about how we can work with you one-on-one directly to help you scale your sneaker reselling business or start your reselling business if you haven't already started. You can accept the fact that what you've been doing hasn't worked yet, and that's okay, right? I'm not here to roast you. That's not my job. But I want to bring to light the fact that what you've been doing hasn't worked, and that's okay. Just realizing that's step one. These people over here, they never realize it. They click off this video and they're like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to figure it out on my own eventually. 8 months go by, they're making $200 a month more, right? When this guy accepts the fact that he needs help, he invests in the right knowledge and the right tools and the right people and the right resources to get him to the next step, and 6 to 8 months from now, he's making 2 or 3 times as much money. I don't want you to book a call if you aren't really willing to go all in on this and you aren't willing to make a change. And it's allowed me to make hundreds of thousands of dollars back because I knew deep down that what I was doing was not working, and I seeked out help from someone that had already done what I'm doing, right? If you guys, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but I've sold over $2.3 million worth of shoes. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit. I've helped hundreds of people, like you can see right here, make money with shoes. So I know what I'm doing, right? You might not yet, but that's okay. That's why I'm here. So path number B, you book a number. Path B, you book a call down below. You hop on a call with me or my team, and we will help you from the entire point A to point Z. Truly implement the system. Truly fill in all the cracks. Help you patch up cracks. You can come onto weekly group calls and get help. You saw a little sneak peek of the program. There's tons of more sauce and knowledge throughout the Slack channels, the weekly group calls. You see all those video modules. You're getting direct help from us and other resellers that have sold 7 figures worth of product online. So the choice is yours from here. What you decide to do is completely up to you. Either way, I'm going to be here to support you and to keep providing value for you on my YouTube channel. So subscribe and go down below if you want to join the inner circle and figure out how you can work with me directly. There'll be a link. The first link down there should be there. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below or DM me on Instagram. I'm super active on there. And that being said, looking forward to your decision. And yeah, I just want to shout out to Omer real quick to end this off. Omer's like 14. And he made almost $1,000 from just one call. This was actually pulled from this morning. So yeah, he's an absolute beast. And 12 hours, right? 12 hours made $1,000. So shout out to that kid. If you're a young kid watching this, props to you. I'll see you guys soon, and peace out.